Your taste is not as personal as you think. A lot of what people call personal taste is actually social coordination. You think you are choosing a drink because you like it, but very often you are choosing it because culture has already made it feel like the right choice. For a while, everybody was drinking gin and tonic. Not just drinking it, talking about it, comparing it, posting it. There were special glasses, special garnishes, special tonics, cucumber, pepper, rosemary, strange bottles, long explanations. Then suddenly, everybody moved to Aperol Spritz. Orange glass, ice, sunset, terrace, holiday feeling. And the funny thing is, Aperol Spritz was not invented yesterday. It has existed for decades. So why did so many people suddenly discover that they liked it at the same time? That is the part I find interesting. Not the drink itself, the behavior around it. Because maybe the real question is not, do you like that drink? Maybe the real question is, why didn't you drink it before it became a trend? We like to imagine that our taste is personal, that we choose what we genuinely enjoy, that we order something because it fits us. But very often, we are choosing from a menu that society has already narrowed down for us. We do not just ask, what do I want? We ask, often without noticing, what are people like me drinking? What looks right in this place? What will feel normal? What will make me look like I belong? And that is where herd behavior begins. Not always because people are stupid. I do not think that is the point. People follow trends because trends reduce uncertainty. If everyone is drinking something, then ordering it feels safe. You do not have to think too much. You do not have to risk looking strange. You do not have to explain yourself. The group has already decided. You only have to copy. And copying is comfortable. It saves energy. It gives you a ready-made identity. A drink becomes more than a drink. It becomes a small social signal. Gin and tonic was not just alcohol with tonic water. It became a symbol of taste. Aperol Spritz is not just bitter orange liquid with bubbles. It became a symbol of summer, lightness, style, being relaxed, being social, being in the right kind of moment. That is powerful. Because people do not only consume products, they consume meanings. They consume the story around the product. The drink itself is almost secondary. What matters is the image, the mood, the feeling of being part of something. And once enough people attach meaning to something, more people join. Then the trend looks natural. It looks like everybody simply likes it. But maybe they do not. Maybe they like what it says. Maybe they like the permission it gives them. Maybe they like the scene more than the taste. And honestly, this is not only about drinks. It is about clothes, restaurants, music, holiday destinations, fitness trends, phones, opinions, even moral positions. A lot of what people call personal taste is actually social coordination. We look around. We notice what is rewarded. We notice what gets attention. We notice what looks acceptable. Then we slowly adjust ourselves, not always consciously, but enough. And after a while, we tell ourselves it was our choice. That is the strange part. The herd does not always feel like a herd from the inside. From the inside, it feels like taste. It feels like personality. It feels like, I just like this. But if you zoom out, the pattern is obvious. Everybody suddenly likes the same thing at the same time. Then, a few years later, everybody suddenly likes something else. And nobody wants to admit they were following. Because following sounds weak. We want to think of ourselves as individuals. But human beings are deeply social animals. We are built to read the room, to copy, to adapt, to belong. For most of history, being outside the group was dangerous. So the instinct to follow is not random. It helped us survive. If everyone in your tribe avoided a certain plant, you probably avoided it too. If everyone ran, you ran. If everyone trusted someone, you paid attention. The herd instinct is not only foolishness, it is an ancient survival tool. The problem is that today this instinct is used for marketing, for lifestyle, for status, for attention. A drink becomes popular, and suddenly it feels like your own desire. But maybe the desire was planted socially. Maybe you did not discover it. Maybe you absorbed it. This does not mean every trend is fake. Sometimes a popular thing is popular because it is genuinely good. Some people really love Aperol Spritz. Some people really loved gin and tonic before it was fashionable. There is nothing wrong with that. The question is not whether the drink is good. The question is whether you would still choose it if nobody else cared. Would you still order it if it was not photogenic? Would you still enjoy it if it had no status? Would you still drink it if it was not associated with summer, terraces, holidays, and the right kind of people? That is the test. Because real taste survives without an audience. Trend taste often needs one. And this is where the whole thing becomes uncomfortable. Maybe a lot of our preferences are not as personal as we think. Maybe we are less original than we want to believe. Maybe the modern individual is not someone who escapes the herd. Maybe he is someone who follows a more invisible herd. One made of images, algorithms, social signals, and quiet pressure. Nobody forces you to order the trendy drink. But somehow, millions of people end up wanting the same thing at the same time. That should make us curious. Because freedom is not only the ability to choose. Freedom is also the ability to understand why you want what you want. If you cannot tell the difference between your own taste and social programming, then your choice may still be yours legally, but not fully yours inwardly. So the next time everyone is suddenly drinking the same thing, maybe the best question is not, is this drink good? Maybe the better question is, why do I want it now? Why this drink? Why this moment? Why did it suddenly feel like mine only after everyone else started choosing it? So do you actually like that drink? Maybe you do. But then it is worth asking something more uncomfortable. Why didn't you drink it before it became a trend? Why did it suddenly become your taste only after everyone else started ordering it? And why, in a few months, will most people probably move on again and start drinking the next thing together? Because maybe the drink is not the real subject. Maybe the real subject is us, our need to belong, our fear of being different, our habit of mistaking trend for taste, and our strange ability to call imitation individuality.